go through question 6. I mean, I got the idea from Edwin's paper again.
Yeah.
And I want this to be a little bit more interactive, okay? So I don't want to just talk at you. Okay, so basically what does the question say? So the question says there's 2n consecutive integers written on the blackboard, yeah? So let's say 1, 2, 3.
You don't have to start at 1. Right?
Yeah, you don't have to start at 1. You could start at like a plus 1. Yeah?
Yes.
A plus 2. A plus 2n, yeah?
Yeah.
And so let's just start at 1 for now, okay?
Yeah.
And any time you can erase 2 of them, okay? They have to be next to each other.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. They're divided into pairs.
Wait, what?
Oh, okay. So my bad. I didn't even understand the question before. Okay, so divided into pairs. Okay. Even though I didn't understand the question, I was sure the solution was gonna work.
Okay.
Which is like weird, huh? That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so you divide them into pairs. Okay. Oh, that's what the question's saying.
Yeah, I thought it was just 1 by 1.
Okay, so you put them into pairs. Okay, for example, you could do like 1, 2, yeah, 3, 4, 2n minus 1, and 2n, yeah. Oops. Okay. Now what you do is you replace them by the sum. Doesn't matter what order. So I guess it's assuming it's kind of like ordered pairs. So maybe it's replaced by the sum first. Say. It doesn't specify, huh?
Yeah, I think you can pick 82 pairs anyway. They don't have to mix each other.
But then it matters whether you put the sum at first or the sum second. Where do you put the answers though? Where do you put the result?
It doesn't matter, does it?
Oh, okay. So you could do 3 and 1, right?
Yeah.
But what if you put 1 and 3?
Like you can still pick 1 and like 2 and.
Oh, you're saying you could pair them differently?
Yeah, you can pair them any way you want.
But the sum will still be 3.
Yeah, but like whether you put it in the first spot or the second spot doesn't matter. Because the next time you can pair them again.
Oh, okay. But then the next time it will still take the sum first.
Yeah, but again, it doesn't matter, right?
Well, if you want them to be consecutive, I guess it shouldn't because it could be consecutive backwards, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's just say you take the sum first, yeah? And then it says you can take the difference. No, this is confusing me. You can take the difference to be positive or negative.
Yeah. So you can have x minus y or y minus x.
Okay, but it can be a different sign for each pair.
Yeah. If you want to.
Yeah? I guess. So you wouldn't have to write them in pairs. Wait, where do you place the answers? Do you place them next to each other now?
I'm pretty sure the order doesn't matter. Like you can write them in a circle on the whiteboard if you want to. Whiteboard.
But how do you end then?
No, it just has to be.
Oh, they just have to be like the set has to be.
They don't have to be actually in a line from.
Oh, okay. So the set just has to be consecutive.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Now I get what you're saying. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So 3, 1, and this could be like 7 minus 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that could be like 4n minus 1 and 1. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All this stuff could happen. Okay. Okay, the question says, if you do this at each step, so you pair them off and write their sums and differences, yeah? You should still always get 2n numbers. If that set of 2n numbers can be rearranged into consecutive 2n numbers, yeah? I guess that's what the question is trying to say, okay?
Yeah.
So prove that no 2n consecutive integers can appear on the board again. No 2n consecutive. So these could be negative, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess the interactive part of this is let's try and define an invariant and see how if we can see if it works or not, okay? So this was the invariant that Edwin used, okay? Invariant
Wait, how would you use it invariant? Is it like invariant after the first step? Because if it's invariant from the first step, then
so like the invariant changes in a particular way.
oh,
And the way like so the invariant has to look a certain way for consecutive integers and it has to change in a particular way with this operation.
That's in such a way that it never gets swept.
That doesn't look like that anymore, yeah. So do you have to choose 1, 2, or you can choose? Yeah, you can choose 1, 6. Yeah.
Yeah, you can choose it.
What's SMTH mean? I've seen that a few times now. Something.
Yeah.
Something.
SMT, yeah.
I feel like we didn't save too many letters with that. So. Okay, so let's call this A1, A2, A3, AN, yeah? Wait, is that 2N? A2N, yeah?
Yeah.
And the invariant is A1 squared plus A2 squared plus A3 squared.
Wait, what? I see.
Your brain carries you so hard. It's like...
Ooh. Yeah, you square everything. You square all the pairs.
Yeah, I guess there's something interesting about visualization, right? Because the information kind of goes to your eyes. It could go to some part of your brain that understands it, and then you have like no idea that it's happened.
That's quite
cool. You save 5. Save 5 letters. Yeah.
What?
Okay, yeah, so I guess when we don't really see that it works immediately, right? But it kind of we want to investigate if it works, okay? And that's something I don't want to just tell you, and I want you to do this yourselves. Okay, so one thing that is nice, okay, is that the squares don't worry about this plus or minus thing. That's one thing that's nice. Okay.
Oh wait, the squares, the sum of the squares double each time, right?
Oh, claim.
Claim. Yes.
Claim. So how would you call this? Maybe this operation is called like, maybe this is called like A, and the operation is called like S of A, yeah?
Yeah.
So S of A
has
invariant. So the invariant for A is that. The invariant for S of A. 2 times the invariant of A, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not too hard to prove. You just write like the second sequence as like A1 plus A2.
Oh, very good.
A1
Right, let me go to the bathroom for a sec.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, okay, so what if you have like AI, right, and AJ, yeah?
R.
Yeah? So you get that squared now, right? And you get the difference. So it doesn't matter what order you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so what you get when you add them
2A.
is you get the cross terms cancelling, yeah?
Yeah.
That's 2AI squared. Yeah. So that works for every pair, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. You have this invariant and it doubles every time. Okay?
Yeah.
So we have to know something about
Consecutive.
consecutive numbers, yeah? Yeah, so the A, B cancels, yeah? Okay. What do consecutive numbers look like? So here's a lemma that was in the okay, so lemma lemma. If you sum up the squares of the first, yeah, so it's a well-known thing, yeah.
Yeah.
If you sum up k squares, you get. We actually proved this in class, remember?
It's like something over 6.
Yeah, so we're not going to repeat it, that's for sure.
Does he prove it in the?
Yeah, he proves it in his solution by induction, obviously.
Ah.
Like if you know what, so the hardest part of this is knowing what the answer is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because negative is when you
So
take the difference the
It's
other
just
way,
like
right? The
a
square
point.
gives you the same either way. Yeah, that's what I mean with negative is same. Okay. So this is them. We don't. We're gonna skip the proof, but it was proved by induction. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
There should be a formula for like a plus 1 squared, a plus 2 squared. It's like a plus 2 squared. It's
Yeah.
not.
So how does this work? Um.
Oh, if you do like the a plus whatever squared, you can just do like 1 to k squared, 1 to a plus k squared minus 1 to a squared.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so if you have like a plus 1 squared all the way to a plus k squared with this speed.
Oh, okay. Wait, so we have an idea here. So if you have like, so if they're consecutive, yeah. You're saying you have like a middle term, yeah.
Yeah, like
Like
where this thing starts.
a plus one, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yes, it's even, so it'll be. Wait, how do we do it?
A
A
plus
plus,
1 to a plus 2.
or a plus one to a plus two n.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going from the middle.
No.
Wait, what are you saying?
Like a plus 1 to a plus 2n. Like each term squared
Yeah.
would be 1 to a plus 2n. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
put in a plus 2n in that minus 1 to a. Like you replace the k there with a plus 2n, and then you replace the k there with a.
Oh. Okay, so
Yeah, that would just be like the formula if it doesn't start at 1.
okay, so what would it be if you squared all this, right? You said you get like 2n a squared, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
No, you don't
Plus.
have to do each individual.
Oh, you don't?
No, like you can just do the entire, like you do the whole sequence first.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're saying like go from one to that
Yeah,
and subtract that, yeah?
Yeah. So you don't have to use anything else. You just use the formula you have.
Yeah, that's definitely one way to do it. Okay, so what do you get if you did that?
It's a plus 2n times a plus 2n plus 1 and 2a plus 4.
Yeah, so
Yeah. It's correct.
so a plus 2n. Mm-hmm. A plus 2n plus 1. 2a plus 4n plus 1, yeah? On 6
Minus, replace k with
minus
a.
a plus 1, 2a plus 1, yeah?
Mod 2.
Oh, yeah, okay, so there's a nice idea of mod 2n, I guess. You have to be careful with this mod 2n thing, right? So if you take mod 2n, n can no longer have a. So this 6. So you have to know that's an integer, okay? I guess you do, yeah?
Yeah.
So, but the question is, can you take the mod 2n here and then divide by 6, yeah?
Yeah.
So we have to be a bit careful. Okay, so let's take a mod 2n, yeah?
Okay.
So Edwin does this in his proof.
Ah.
So you get.
Oh.
Is it 0? No.
It's just the same. Like they two things cancel.
Is it 0?
Kind of like that. You get like a plus 1 times
2a plus 1.
yeah, which is the same.
Wait, is it 0?
Is it meant to be 0? If it's 0, if it's always 0, not 2, then
Well, that's the problem with the 6, right? I guess. Let's just do an example. So what is it for 2n? Yeah, you get 2n plus 1, 4n plus 1. Yeah, 6. So see the 2 cancels with the 6. See.
yeah, one of them has to be a multiple of 3.
Yeah. Is one of them always a multiple of 3? I guess it has to be.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you just test for mod 3. If n is congruent to 0 mod 3, it works. If it's congruent to 1, the third term is. The second term is. And if it's congruent to 2.
No, hold on. If it's congruent to 0, why does it work?
Because the n at the front is cancelled.
Yeah, well, that's a problem, right?
Oh yeah, you're just getting rid of it.
So n can't be a multiple of 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh, by the way, I know for a fact this invariant works. Okay, so it's not like we're actually rediscovering that, but I do want to actually check that it does work. Yeah. Okay, so if n is a multiple of 3, yeah, maybe we should just do an example. Yeah. N is a multiple of 3. Okay, so if n is not a multiple of 3, that is a multiple of 3, or this is, right? Wait, should there be a 2 here? Oh, I made a mistake there. Is that right? That should be a 2.
Yeah. Wait.
Wait, oh no, this is fun. Why did I write 2 here? Oh, because I put 2n.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Oh, and these also might be negative here, so it might not have started from 1. Okay.
Oh no. Oh no, it'll still work, because if a is negative, right, subtracting that second bit would be the same as adding the negative bits.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so you'd be adding all the positive ones first, and then subtracting the negative bits would just be adding all the negative bits.
Oh, okay.
I think that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're all the squares are positive on the surfaces.
Yeah, but when you originally suggested something, I had thought of this. So when you were saying that originally, I thought you were talking about something like this. So you have like a plus 1 here, right? And then you have like sort of, you kind of, if you go halfway, you have like a plus 1 and a minus 1.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, but, so maybe you can do mod 2n here and that gets you something like, so this is a, right? This is a plus 2. This is like a minus 1, yeah?
Yeah.
A minus 2, yeah?
Yeah.
It's weird they should pair up though, right? The
Um,
one in the middle.
Wait, but you don't know how many times it repeats though. Because like there are two in terms, right?
Yeah.
And it starts at A. So like you can pick any
Uh-huh.
A, right? So it could go like A plus 1, A plus 2, and then like
It'll go to some halfway point. Come on, let's just do an example. There's like 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 2n, yeah? Make that 0. Minus 1. So this could go up to n, right? So n plus 1 would be yeah, n minus 1. Oh. N plus 1 would be minus n minus 1. Or I guess you could just add the squares up anyway. Like another way of doing it is to just, like, if you have, like what we were originally doing, so you have like a squared times 2n, right?
2n is yeah.
And then you have like 2a plus 4a plus 6a, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's like 2n times 2n plus 1.
Yeah. So it's 2a and it's like 1 up to 2n, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you have the other formula, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you mod 2n, that becomes 0.
Yeah. That one also becomes 0, right? The second one.
This one?
Yeah, 1 to 2n is just
What is it?
2n times 2n plus 1 over 2.
So it's 2a times 2n, 2n plus 1 over 2.
Yeah?
You
cancel the 2 with the first 2. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay, so he's right. Mod 2n is just a, so what happened here, huh? A plus 1, 2a plus 1, 6, yeah?
Yeah.
This is provided that 6, so
it should have to divide.
Yeah, so 6 divides that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so no matter where you start this consecutive sequence,
What would you say? Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Cause like,
so that's odd. This could be odd or even, I guess, yeah?
yeah.
So, what does this mean? Oh, hold on. This should be an N, yeah? So, sorry, I should do. I've copied the wrong thing down.
Wait, what?
This is the thing that should go here. Yeah?
Is it?
Oh, wait. This is that thing, right? That should be 0.
Mm-hmm.
Now I should be copying this thing down, right?
That is it, right?
No. This should be. It should be 1.
Oh,
So,
1 to
yeah.
7. Oh.
Sorry, that's my bad.
You've done this. Well, that means it's always coming into 0.
So it's 2n, yeah?
Yeah.
N plus 1, 2n plus 1, yeah? 4n plus 1. Sorry, this is wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is 2n on 6, n plus 1.
Isn't it 2 Yeah.
If I never made any mistakes, you would never think, would you? So I have to constantly make mistakes.
Yeah, which is on
Do 0, 1, 2, n minus 1. What does that mean? Okay. 0. Oh, okay. So is this something that's 0 or non-zero? Will this be 0 or non-zero? I think so. This doesn't depend on a, right? This value. So let's just try it with some numbers, yeah? Is it 0 or not 0?
If it's 1, it is.
So it's divisible by 2, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
The question is it divisible by n, right?
Yes. Wait, is it always divisible by 2? It doesn't have to be.
Oh wait, hold on. So it's never divisible by.
If n is even, it's divisible by 2. If n is odd, it's not.
Yeah. So this is n on 3, yeah. On 4n plus 1, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is always odd, yeah.
Yeah.
So for it to equal 0 mod 2n, right? How could it even do that? Like the n and these two are co-prime, yeah?
Yeah.
And I can't get 2 out of here, yeah?
Yeah. So n has to be equal.
But this is not 0, mod 2n, yeah?
Unless n is equal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, maybe we should do some natural stuff, like, so where does n divide, where does 3 divide? Oh, but we don't know where 3 divides, that's the problem, right? Well, this is not equal to 0, yeah? This is a conclusion.
Not always.
Yeah, because these two don't contribute to 2n at all, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
They're both odd and co-prime to n, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's only this that contributes. So you need to times it by another 6.
It just has to be 1
No, you have to get all the factors of n from this. So you need for it to be 0 mod 2n, this needs...
the visibility by 3 is guaranteed within the 3 factors.
Over here, yeah?
Yeah. And then, so you just need the visibility, you just need an extra 2 factor. Because you have the n factor by itself, so you need an extra 2 factor. That's not, and like the last two can't give you the extra 2 factor. So.
Yeah, so... maybe we can some cases, yeah? So if n is divisible by 3, yeah? So if n is divisible by 3, then this is equal to n on 3, yeah? Mod 2n.
Yeah.
Okay. This is 3 divides n. If 3 does not divide n, yeah?
If it's congruent to 1,
Yeah.
then the second term divides 3. 3
Okay.
divides
Yep, and if it's 2, it's the other term, yeah?
yeah.
So it could be n times 2n plus 1 and 3, yeah? Or n times 4n plus 1 and 3, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Okay, that's good, okay? So can you see in these two cases, so in these two cases, right, it's not 0, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So they're both not 0, yeah? Mod 2n, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Oh.
but these become 0, yeah? So these become 0 when you times by 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
The first one's from 2.
Why?
You need an extra 3 factor.
Yeah, you need a 3, okay?
Wait. N is divisible by 3. Oh yeah. So that's never common to 0 mod 2n.
Yeah, so this will never be congruent to 0 mod 2n, yeah?
But the second two can be.
Yeah, but the point is that they start, like, for consecutive, they're not 0, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? And when it's not consecutive, it's... See, like, the point is, if you do one step of the operation, right? It becomes 0 in these two cases. So if n starts off not divisible by 3, right?
Yeah.
Then it'll never get you consecutive because it'll only get you 0 And consecutive is never 0. Mod 2n.
Oh. Consecutive is never 0. Did we prove that before?
So consecutive mod 2n is equal to this, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's this thing, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And this, okay, it can't be divisible by 2n, okay?
Yeah.
Because it suffices to show that n on 3 is not divisible by 2n, because 2n is co-prime to this, yeah? So even if you divide by 3, you'll have less factors, right? You need more factors. So the best you have is an n, right?
Mm-hmm.
The worst you have is an n on 3. Yeah?
Yeah.
So in either case, it's not 0 mod 2n. Yeah?
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So that solves it for the case when n is not divisible by 3, right?
Yeah.
Because if n is not a multiple of 3, then it can't ever come back to not 0, yeah? Because the first step makes it 0. Because you times everything by 2, right?
Ooh. I see.
Alright, guys following on the chat?
I forgot about that.
Huh?
I forgot about the first.
Like what the actual invariant was?
Yeah.
The whole point of this, yeah. That's the problem with logic. Logic is kind of, it doesn't have priorities. It's just true and false. So you need something a bit more than logic to understand the importance of things.
What happens if it is divisible?
Good question. What does happen when it's divisible by 3?
It would always stay. It would always stay divisible by 3. Well,
Yeah.
Huh.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So I guess you have to be a bit more sensitive with the invariant, right? So it's not as big a difference as 0 and non-zero, yeah? But it is getting closer to 0, yeah? See, because n needs a 2 to get to 2n, right? Whereas 2n doesn't need the 2.
Yeah.
And that's different enough.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Wait.
Like mod 2n, right? Every number is like, it's sensitive to how many factors it has in common with 2n.
Yeah.
Because that's sort of how close it is to 0.
Yeah.
Right? So n on 3, okay,
It's missing.
it doesn't have, it's missing a 3 and a 2, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah? But 2n on 3 is only missing a 3.
Yeah.
So that's different. That's kind of the idea anyway, yeah?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Wait, but why does that?
Well, because the next step is to times by 2, right?
Yeah.
So that'll get you the invariant different.
Okay.
So basically inside the invariant, right, is another invariant. Okay? And that's because we're doing it mod 2n, yeah? Like mod 2n, the number mod 2n, like how many factors it has in common with 2n is also an invariant. It just so happens 0 is the obvious one where it has all the factors in common, right?
Mm-hmm. So n will always stay the same.
Yeah.
So it will always be divisible by 3. But
So like, just take it, just like, I think it's good to just do a simple case, yeah? 1 to 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I'm kind of just understanding it as I'm explaining it to you. So so when you do that, you get n on 3, right? So 2, what's n? It's 3, yeah?
mm-hmm.
We get 1 mod 6. Yeah?
And I'll be times 2.
Times 2 mod 6,
Which
yeah?
is different.
Which is different.
I see.
Yeah.
And it's meant to stay the same because all of them are congruent to each other. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I see.
Yeah, so actually it didn't need what I was saying. It didn't need to be that specific. So this is more different than just different. It's actually
It's very different.
It's very different. Yeah. So like if it was like 5 mod 6, they're both in like kind of the same. But they're different enough for this problem, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if 2 was equal to... I still feel a little bit unsatisfied after doing that example. I didn't get to use the stuff I said.
Another example.
Oh, of course. No. This is not it, okay? So look, it's 2 mod 6, right?
Yeah.
But you can keep doubling it, right?
Oh.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
So that's why it has to be different, see? Yeah, so Sing
saying
just pointed that out in the chat. So if you do 8 mod 6, you get to 2, yeah? Yeah? And then you get to cycle, yeah?
Yeah. You
never get back to 1, yeah?
Just use the
But see, if it went to 5, yeah? So let's see, the parity only makes sense because 6 is even, yeah?
But 6 always has to be even. Right?
That's the point, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah? There's a common factor with 6, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so if 1 can go to 5, yeah? And 5 would go to like the 20, go to 1 again, yeah?
Yeah.
So if you times by 5, it wouldn't work, yeah?
Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Ah.
That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Invariance.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe someday you'll tell us where he came up with this invariant, huh?
It was magic.
Alright, any questions about that? Isn't it better to figure it out? So I guess there's still more to review. Yeah. Well, I do imagine you could get a lot of this out of just doing the numbers from 1 to 2n. Just doing an example. Maybe that's what Edwin said in the chat and I didn't understand. Do it from 1 to n minus 1. Okay. Any questions? Oh, my computer's gonna crash.